What exactly happened on the eve of the launch of the much-anticipated movie? This is the question echoing across social media after the shocking incident involving Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, two of China's top actors who are now the talk of the town, not for their stunning acting, but for their unexpectedly assertive actions. This incident is not mere gossip, but a defining moment that might change the dynamics of celebrity interactions with fans forever. As the spotlights shone on the red carpet and the cameras lined up, no one could have predicted that a night that was supposed to be a celebration of cinematic achievements would turn into a showcase for the assertiveness of two top stars. "We won't let anyone ruin this moment," Wang Yibo said, in a voice rarely heard by the public firm, loud and determined. How did two men known for their gentle and professional image take the drastic step of expelling a woman from a prestigious event? The full story will surprise you. A shocking incident. Full chronology. Wednesday night, May 14th, 2025, was supposed to be a historic night for China's film industry. The magnificent Shanghai International Film Center had been transformed into a lavish venue for the premiere of Legend of Shanghai, a colossal project combining two of today's most in-demand actors, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. A queue of fans had filled the streets since early morning, some even staying overnight to get the best position to watch their idols. At 6:30 p.m. local time, luxury cars began to arrive. The red carpet was laid out perfectly. Journalists from various local and international media were ready with their cameras. The atmosphere became more festive when the movie's supporting stars began to appear one by one. But of course, the most anticipated moment was the arrival of the movie's two main characters. The atmosphere was amazing. I've covered a lot of movie premiere, but rarely have I felt this kind of enthusiasm, said Liu Mei, a senior journalist from Shanghai Daily who was on hand. The fans were really excited. Some even cried just because they could attend this event. At 7:15 p.m., a black Audi pulled up in front of the main entrance. Wang Yibo, wearing an elegant black Armani suit, stepped out with a charismatic smile that instantly triggered hysterical screams from the crowd. 5 minutes later, Xiao Zhan arrived in a white Mercedes, looking stunning in a navy Tom Ford that emphasized his charm. The two actors were greeted with great fanfare, taking a brief photo session before making their way to the interview area. "They looked very relaxed and happy," added Liu Mei. The two even cracked jokes and laughed together. There was no sign that anything unpleasant was going to happen. However, the peace did not last long. At around 7:40 p.m., when the media interview session was almost over and the stars were preparing to enter the building for the premiere, a commotion broke out in the area that was supposed to be reserved for VIP guests and accredited media. A woman, later identified as Lin Jiaqi, name changed to protect privacy, suddenly broke through the security cordon. Dressed in a flashy red dress and carrying a large banner bearing phrases deemed provocative, the woman was screaming while trying to get close to the area where Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were being interviewed. "At first, we thought she was just an overzealous fan," said Zhang Wei, a visitor not far from the scene. "But then she started shouting things that were inappropriate and clearly aimed at humiliating the actors." The woman, according to several eyewitnesses, shouted unfounded accusations about the actors' personal relationship and demanded that they publicly admit the truth. The banner she carried contained provocative phrases that were deemed harassing and inappropriate for a formal event like a movie premiere. The security team quickly moved to secure the situation, but Lin Jiaqi continued to rebel, and his voice grew louder. Some fans began to get agitated, and a small commotion ensued in the previously orderly area. Reporters' cameras began to shift from the stars to the source of the commotion, making the situation even more chaotic. "It was a very uncomfortable moment," recalls Huang Lili, a fan who had been waiting since morning. We all came to celebrate their work, but there were people who wanted to ruin this happy moment. An unexpectedly firm response. To the surprise of many, instead of ignoring or leaving the area as celebrities usually do when faced with unpleasant situations, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan displayed a demeanor that they had never shown in public before. Wang Yibo, who was known for her calm and reserved demeanor, suddenly raised her hand, a gesture that instantly brought the crowd and even the reporters to a standstill. In a loud but controlled voice, he addressed the security team and event organizers directly. "Please handle the situation professionally. We will not continue the event until the person who disturbed the order is taken out," he said firmly, shocking everyone present. The words were spoken at a loud enough volume that they were heard by many people around him, including several journalists who immediately filmed the moment. Xiao Zhan, who was standing beside him, nodded in agreement and then stepped forward. With a calmness that contrasted with the tense situation around him, he spoke to the person in charge of the event, standing not far from them. "This is an important night for everyone who has worked hard on this movie. We appreciate all the fans who have come sincerely to support us, but we can't let one person ruin everyone's experience," Xiao Zhan said in a softer but equally firm tone. A senior staff member of the event organizer, Chen Liwei, who witnessed the incident firsthand, said, "I've been working in the entertainment industry for a long time, and it's very rare to see artists take such an attitude. Usually, they would be taken away by their team to avoid confrontation, but these two stood firm." After the statements from the two main stars, the security team moved more decisively. In less than 5 minutes, Lin Jiaqi was taken out of the event area, to the applause of fans who were relieved that the situation was under control. "It was a very powerful moment," said Jessica Chen, an entertainment industry observer from Beijing Film Academy who happened to be present at the event. They not only protected themselves, but also the integrity of the event and the comfort of everyone present. That shows a very high level of professionalism. After the incident, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan returned to their professional demeanor. The two smiled at the fans, thanked the organizers and security, and continued with their agenda entering the building to watch the premiere of the film they had been working on for months. Behind the scenes, a long history of celebrity harassment. The incident that occurred at the Legend of Shanghai premiere is not a new phenomenon in China's entertainment industry, although the response from Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan is considered a new precedent in how artists deal with irresponsible fans. Over the years, Chinese celebrities have had to deal with various forms of harassment from people who claim to be fans, but are actually acting destructively. From stalking to spreading false rumors to physical harassment in public places, all of these have become job risks that artists have to accept. There's a phenomenon we call zaseng fans, which is adopted from the Korean term, or in China we call them obsessed fans, explains Professor Li Daiyu, a sociologist from Fudan University who has been researching the fan culture phenomenon for a decade. These people are different from ordinary fans. They are obsessed to an unhealthy level and often go to extreme measures to get attention from their idols, even if it means damaging the idol's reputation.